Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Small Stages, Big Sounds, the Uberrock podcast. Tonight, I'm joined by a Manchester alt-rock band called Ingenue. I think that's what they'd like to describe themselves as. I've had a listen to some of their music. We can have a chat about the music and their plans for the future. So, hi all. Just give me 2 seconds to hit the intro and we'll carry on from there. So, would you like to introduce yourselves?
Hello, we are Ingenue. I am Tom. I'm one of the guitarists.
I am Danny. I'm also one of the guitarists.
I'm Charlotte. I'm not one of the guitarists. I'm the singer.
And I'm Lexi, who plays bass.
No drummer. Drummer's on the side, but he's not allowed to talk.
No, he's banned from speaking to anyone in public. It's for the to prevent
unusual.
Yeah.
Drummers never speak anyway, and they used to be excluded out of all publicity because you could never get a decent photograph. So you said who you are and what instrument you play. What or who are Ingenue?
So we are a five-piece. I guess alt-rock's possibly the best way to put it. We kind of eclectic rock, slightly kind of progressive rock, something like that, progressive rock. Very like 90s influenced stuff. We just quite like doing unexpected things in songs and stuff. Really, kind of makes it difficult to pigeonhole us into a genre. But yeah, I think alt-rock kind of band is the best way to
prog-flavoured alt-rock.
Prog-flavoured alt-rock.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with a bit of prog. I like a bit of prog. There we are. So, who are your musical influences then?
I think initially, when me and Danny were kind of starting everything off with the guitar side of it, it was very, very Tool influenced. A lot of that kind of grungy 90s stuff, Smashing Pumpkins, things like that. But I think kind of beyond after that, it's just kind of whatever tickled us at the time, whatever any of us were listening to at any given point.
Bit of Pixies, we did into Queens of the Stone Age as well, maybe.
Okay, so you're talking about sort of the 90s stuff then, basically.
Yeah, mainly I think it's the overriding influence.
The reason why I ask is because I had to listen to some of the music and I was trying to picture the vocals and I'm thinking, this reminds me of somebody, and then it hit me like a bolt from the blue. It reminded me of Blondie.
We'll take that.
Very good. We've had Lily Allen quite a few times for Charlotte, actually, which I don't think stylistically works, but I do kind of get it vocally. But Blondie I'll take that all day.
Yeah, I thought, it really reminded me of early Debbie Harry. So there we are. And now, when Debbie Harry was early is a different kettle of fish. But there we are.
Actually, quite in keeping then.
Yeah. So I noticed you got a lot of stuff on streaming services, and there's an awful lot out there. So which would be a track that you could say would give us a good example of what Ingenue are?
Somebody else want to say that? Go on, Lexi.
Well, obviously, you always want to go for your latest single, but eclectically, The Aftergiggle is probably the most of us. It's got a bit of everything in it, and it's either 3 songs or 1 song, depending on which way you feel about it, but it probably covers most of our bases within 1 track, and it's something that we're generally really, really proud of. So I'd go for that one, probably.
I wanna see you on the curtain, but I'm scared that I'll go blind. And through it all, I had you, and everything left to do. Through it all, I had you. Now I know there's something left to do. Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. I'll never see that face again.
Okay, so you say 3 songs in one. There's the prog influence to start. So where did the title come from? There's the Aftergiggle.
Most of the songs, in fact, I think all of the songs end up being named before Charlotte's even really had a go at it, because me and Danny have referenced something that we found funny at some point.
Most of our song names are either a reference to some sort of pop culture or just an in-joke that no one else will get, which is what Aftergiggle was.
I can't remember what Aftergiggle was.
Oh, actually, I do remember that it was. I think it was like 2018, 2019. Tom was laughing about something that probably wasn't even that funny, and then we all stopped laughing, and then he went, "Oh, had a bit of an aftergiggle there." And we went, "Oh,
So there we are. So is there an Aftergiggle in the track?
I don't think so.
none of us have got a pleasing enough laugh. All of it cackling.
It's either cackly or goofy, but we haven't got good laughs.
Okay, so how do you take your stuff out live? How does it get received okay?
On the whole, yeah, I think so. With stuff like Aftergiggle as well, I think a lot of our songs have kind of big sections in them that we like to do live, and sometimes you can't quite tell how it's going to be until we have done it live. But recently, After Eagle especially, has been going down really well, which we kind of hoped and thought that it would, which has been great to see.
So I noticed that a lot of the tracks tend to be on the shorter side.
So, yeah.
Now, all the prog that I know goes on for as long as you want to open your eyes, you know, or as long as you can keep them open anyway. That's a different thing altogether. So have you got any particularly long tracks?
Yeah, we touch on it with a few. I think we try and keep that to a minimum. Like we like the big tracks to be real events, kind of. So we've got like After, which we mentioned. We've got Summit to Tides is a good one, and Summit to Do Mountains that we released at the end of last year. And those
Is that the title of the track? Something to do with mountains?
Yeah.
Spelled like Summit, as in like
Oh,
Summit.
Summit.
Yeah, like another bad in joke that we just threw in there. It was supposed to be called something to do with mountains, but like something to do with mountains.
I put them in its way.
Even Save Our Goats, which was released middle of last year, is like nearly 7 minutes as well.
That's a strange title.
Oh, that's only the first half of it. The second half is the Jedi are coming in brackets. So no, they're not coming in brackets, but the Jedi are coming in brackets.
Okay.
The blackness reminds me of a time that came before. It may be something that will return in time. Oh, endlessness intoxicates and draws a mind to wander these lost homes until the dust that comes from me. Until the dust is all I am to be.
We'll leave the Jedi and where they are out of it. So you've got some really strange titles, which is unusual.
Yeah, we got some weird ones.
So these have all been released as part of sort of singles and EPs, I take it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you have any plans for a complete collection called an LP or an album?
Well, we would look at the minute we're kind of working on our debut album, I guess, with kind of newer ideas that we've been working on. A lot of the stuff, part of the reason we released all of those singles in a block was we'd had those songs for quite a while after COVID and everything. So a way of kind of cleaning house was getting all those ideas out there and giving us a bit of space to work on the new stuff, which we are doing now. That's very exciting.
Good. I was talking to one of your fellow bands from the Manchester area. They sort of just did about the same thing. They released an album and they have got 3 others ready to go because it was all recorded during or after COVID. So obviously very productive.
I think we can be. I think we make the most of the spells when they come. We'll get a real fruitful spell where we've written about 6 or 7 songs and then do nothing for 6 months. So we need to make the most of it when that hits.
How are you finding getting gigs at this moment in time?
We're always looking for more gigs, higher profile gigs. It does seem to be more difficult than it used to be in a lot of aspects to get the gigs that we want and stuff like that. But just gotta keep trying.
Are you finding the sort of capacity of the venues is the issue, or the venues themselves?
I think it's difficult to find venues themselves as well that we really like playing in. We had a gig recently, start of July, at a new venue in Manchester called Field of Music. That was really good. We really enjoyed that.
It was a really nice venue.
But it's rare to find those kind of purpose-built venues anymore. A lot of times it's kind of rooms in pubs that have been changed around to be a venue, and the sound can be hit and miss. But yeah, that was a really nice venue, that one. So when you find somewhere like that, it really helps.
Well, that's nice to know, because I've just had a chat with the owner of Field of Music about 20 minutes ago.
He's a good lad from my neck of the woods as well.
Northeast.
Oh yeah.
I think one of the issues with getting the gigs is as was said with Tony from Field of Music before, was a lot of the kind of smaller venues are shutting due to economic pressure, and that everyone's feeling across the country really, well beyond just in the UK as well. And so while the number of venues is shrinking, there's still more and more acts that are trying to put the music out and trying to get those spots. So especially when it comes to other cities, having a good reputation in Manchester and, selling well in Manchester, trying to get a gig outside of Manchester, it's, even if you're in contact with the promoters, unless you've got a friend in common that can vouch for the band and how good they are, it's so hard because you're lucky to even get an email back half the time.
Well, sort of, this is where I come into the scene, really, isn't it? I know a lot of promoters down around this area and venues. So, hey-ho, watch this space. See what we can do. So, when do you envisage this new music coming out then, Tom?
Well, I mean, at the minute we've got, I think, pretty much the bones of an album there. We kind of know roughly how many songs, kind of tracks and stuff like that, and vibes of songs. Just kind of always where we start. Me and Danny have got a lot of things down. Me, Danny, and Phil all live together, so we've been able to kind of jam some of that out. So the next step is getting these two in and kind of making it all come together. So hopefully, I think we'll be looking at something. Well, it'll be next year, I would imagine. Hopefully, at some point next year, you'll be seeing Ingenue's debut album appear.
Okay, so Justin, you know what to do with that.
Yeah, just be ignorant as usual.
You know who to send it to, you.
Wow, getting called out again already, jeez. No need to bank calling me out.
When you got it to a place where you think you would like to have a chat about it, we could repeat this. I got no problems with that.
Absolutely.
And have you got an idea of a title in mind yet? Or is it going to be a little bit more off the wall?
I think the title will be one of the last things. When we've got everything, all the songs written, and we've got the vibe of each of those songs, we'll get a title that fits and ties everything together, I think.
It's going to link it together, not be as unusual as something to do with Jedi and brackets.
Remembering the title of some of the EPs, I'm not sure that's necessarily the case, but recreational monitor chops, for example, that I apparently misspelled doing the press. I didn't get told till I'd sent it out.
That's a pretty unusual title.
I think with EPs and albums that are collections of songs, we always find that a bit hard at the name. With an individual song, you can really get what that thing is, and it's quite easy to put a name on that. But when you're trying to find something that encompasses all of this weird stuff that we've done,
it's got to be really weird.
It's got to be really weird.
How long have you been together as a band then?
So we started, 2018, 2017? 16?
Yeah, it will have been 16 because I think I first saw you in 17. You've been going for a little bit.
So, all original members?
The four of us in this room were Lexi was. We took a while to find the right bass player. Lexi's our third bass player. We got it right third time. Third time's the charm.
You had to say that, didn't you, Lex?
Yep. He's always on thin ice, I tell you. Always.
You can hit him with a bass guitar. It's heavier than a guitar.
I'd hit him with his own bass guitar because I've still got it. It's like there. I borrowed it 2 years ago. I've wrecked his case and I've still got his bass. So, yeah, you can finally have it back.
You obviously play it better than he does, and more often.
Plays better guitar as well.
I'm not getting involved in that.
Can you plead the fifth in this country?
Sure, I'm not sure. So, when's your next gig?
We're looking at organising something towards the back end of the year in Manchester, kind of our own headline show, just to be a big celebration of all these singles and EPs that we've done over the last 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like a little close of that era before we really start chunking on with the album stuff. So we haven't nailed down the date for that yet, but that will be coming, I think, around October, November, ideally. But we'll keep posted for that one.
Probably towards the end of November, I'd say.
I'm just trying to keep my finger on the pulse. Being a nurse, I got to do these things. So, anything else you'd like to add? No, it's unusual for the singer not to say anything. She's been very quiet in the background.
Very unusual for us. It's me and him that you can't shut up.
The vocalist is the one that everybody wants to hear, usually. You'd be very reserved. Okay, well, it's been lovely talking to you. Like I said, I'll add some... What track would you like to end with?
Yeah, I was going to say Tides, yeah.
Tides, okay. We'll add that one at the end. Rightio, then we'll call it a day there then, and thanks for your time.